relationships are based on communication. And a healthy relationship is a way where two people can communicate honestly with each other and they listen to each other. That's like the first step of any relationship is, do you have space to have the other person communicate and can you hear them? And then secondly, can you communicate and can they hear you? And if you can get that piece worked out, you'll find that everything else starts to come around it. The second thing, of course, is, your ability to contain and give love. Like, can you give the love to the person you care about, even when they're not loving themselves? And that's what a real parent does. A parent, your kid is going through all sorts of stuff and you're caring and loving your child, even though that they're going through all sorts of terrible things. And you're giving that love no matter what. That's the art of being a parent. But it's also the art of being a husband or a wife, is can we love our husbands and our wives when they're feeling bad, when they're feeling bad about themselves, when they're fall down, where they lost their job or they're frightened or whatever it might be. Can we give them the love and the support and say, hey, you've got a friend here. You've got somebody here that's got your back. So that's the second thing. And for me as a relationship is giving the love. And, and the third thing is that, sometimes we do have to be the Jalal. There are times we have to be able to say and, be able to say, hey, look, I can't really support what you're doing. I love you. I'm with you. But what you're doing breaks the law of God. What you're doing, you're not being polite to people. You're hurting people. I love you. I care about you, but I need you to understand that I can't support that either. So there's that state of being able to share honestly with when we see divine law being broken, or we see people breaking other hearts, or we see people doing things that are selfish. It's like with love, we still have to correct those things. We have to correct them with love. And that's the tricky part of a relationship is most of the time we don't correct with love and then people get angry at us. But at the same time, if you watch your husband or your wife hurting other people, there's an obligation, I think, for you to be able to say, hey, you're really hurting that person. Can you please, kind of take it down a few notches, because that's not serving them or you or us. And I think that this is where we have to learn to really listen to each other. When somebody says to me, Dr. Jaffe, you're saying something in a way that's hurtful, I want to listen to that. I want to hear what that is, and I want to correct that, because that's the universe kind of reminding me that I've stepped out of line. And at the same time, sometimes you have to say things that can be triggering for people, but it may be necessary. And I've tried to find ways to say it in a very gentle way. Like if I have to say something that I know is going to hurt somebody, I try to find a way, how can I say this where I really hold their heart? So I'm literally like I've got their heart in my hand, and I want to say, you know what, the way you're speaking to people really hurts people, and I know that. I know they need to speak differently, but I want to say it in a way that, I just want to let you know that I really care about you, but I'm watching how you speak, and it's bringing a lot of pain to people. And I think we just need to find a way to speak that doesn't bring that pain, that brings unity and love. And if you say it carefully, you'll see that 90% of the time that people don't trigger by it. What they really do is they say, oh, I get it. This person really loves me. They care about me. They value me. And they're also trying to support me to have a better way of life. And so you really learn to speak to them that way. It takes practice. And if you see a part of yourself that's like wants to attack or wants to go after them, then you make a astaghfirullah, and you ask God for forgiveness for that place, and you wash that place. If you say it 100 times or 200 times, the light of tawbah, astaghfirullah, and ask for forgiveness, will begin to wash those places inside of you, and you'll see that your heart becomes more what we call upright. Your heart becomes more, or what is attacking, it's like this. But when you start to make the tawbah, your heart stands upright. It starts to sit in a righteous way, a good, positive, righteous way. Not being right, but a righteous meaning in the right way. inside of yourself, and you'll see your heart begin to expand with light, and you say, oh my God, my heart's becoming so beautiful. And you'll value your own being. You'll actually learn to really respect yourself.